Hari Om. Yes?
What is truth?
What is truth?
Yes.
You tell me.
Sometimes it's easier to ask than to answer. And do we need effort to get to the truth, or does it come by itself?
Truth is never absent. Doesn't have to come. Truth is that which makes it possible that you are asking this question. Without that truth, nothing is.
Is there any difference in between truth, beauty and love?
Beauty and these are two different things. Love.
Okay, what are the differences then?
Beauty is an expression of truth.
Okay.
Now, truth, that is totally evading our understanding. There's no answer that will satisfy your intellect, or if your intellect is satisfied, then you are wrong. There's no definition of truth. You are that which makes this possible. This bubbling, beautiful sense of being alive now. There's no definition. There are pointers in the scriptures, in the traditions, in the spiritual teachings. They point, but nothing is explaining that truth. And beauty is an expression of that. Now, in manifestation, this original essence, this original truth, is expressing itself basically, first as a base. And here everybody only talks about consciousness. It's an Advaita place, it's a Jnana place, so consciousness. But there are three aspects of that base. There is consciousness, and there is love, and there is energy. Pure consciousness, pure love, and pure energy is the base of the expression. This, out of that, all the rest emerges. But love is a tricky word because different things are being called love. Because there is also that emotion, and we call that also love. And an emotion, by definition, is changing all the time. It comes, it goes, it comes in waves, it has a peak, it goes. And then people hear that we should now love everybody and try to do that emotionally, and it doesn't work. Emotions, they come and go and change all the time. And there is that base, that being connected, that glue that binds everything together, which is not an emotion, which is simply there. That is the pure love. And that is as basic, as transcendental as pure consciousness or pure energy. And now you can focus more on consciousness, or you can focus more on love, or you can focus more on energy to come to that base, to that pure state. No matter how you consciously contacted, if you are consciously immersed in that primordial, basic expression, then even if you come through that in one, focusing mainly on one aspect, all the three aspects are there. The yogi is focusing mainly on energy, doing a lot of exercises, learning to feel the prana, learning to balance out the prana, open the knots, that it flows, connect with the cosmic prana. If that yoga is sincere, then the heart also has to open. If that love doesn't come, then the yogi may attain all kinds of things and achieve big things and have maybe powers, but somewhere it remains very superficial. And the jnana margi may listen to teachings, may read books, may study a lot, may become very, very versed in talking about Advaita. If the heart is not opening, that remains very simple. If a jnani, by self-inquiry or more traditional approaches, becomes more and more peaceful, automatically also the prana is balancing out. If a yogi is balancing out the prana, automatically the mind is calming down. And then there is the love. And the devotee is focusing mainly on love. It can be love for the Guru, it can be love for God, with a form, without a form. It can be just love abstract, for truth, for existence. In the beginning it may be very emotional, making a lot of noise about it. But if it's sincere, if that attention really comes closer to that pure love, automatically that peace also comes. Automatically the prana is also balancing out. But truth is even prior to all that. There's absolutely nothing that we can possibly grasp. But we can grasp at least the direction of that first expression. We can direct our attention to that first expression, to pure consciousness, pure love, pure energy. Either of the three or a combination. Bring the attention back to that as good as we can. That's all we can do. But that much somehow we have to do. As long as the attention goes all over the place, we have to take the trouble to catch it and come back. And then just be and relax and be open. Every attempt to go beyond that is already creating more problems. All we can do is connect with that base and making ourselves available. And then something else takes over. Don't try to understand truth. The English word is very good. As long as we are understanding, we are standing under. And you have not to stand under, but come right in the middle of it. Understanding is good, on its own level. Have a good look at yourself. See what's going on. Understand the mechanism, how I'm creating misery all the time and learn not to do it. All this understanding is very useful. But any attempt to understand truth, reality, is futile. You are that. Need not be understood, cannot be understood.
So truth cannot be understood, right?
No.
So what is the sense of having it? It's like, do you
The sense of?
Of having it? How do you experience that? Which emotion, which feeling helps you to experience truth?
There's no need of any emotions, feelings, or anything.
How do you experience it then?
By turning the attention away from everything that tries to carry it away from that. By having a good, honest look at ourselves. See what we are doing all the time. See how we are creating tensions all the time. See how we are making a tremendous effort to create our misery all the time. And then learn not to do that anymore. And then just be open. There's not a trick you have to learn. And then when you have learned the trick, then it works. The trick is to become aware, to really see what we are doing, and then somehow or other learn to let it go. Our practices are not tricks that somehow it brings about truth. Truth is already totally here, established. But the practices, they help us to channel the attention. It's not easy when the mind is agitated, when we are going all over the place, then just to abstractly, simply drop all that. It's much easier if we have something to hold on to and redirect the attention. Some simple thing, like the Christian, who am I? Just something to hold on to. Simple thing, easy thing, like just consciously breathe in, breathe out, relax. It's not, this is the trick to experience truth. This is just a help, a crutch for the mind to make it easier to redirect the attention, to let go of all the hang-ups, the obsessions, and bring it closer to the essence, come back home here. That's the point of the question, who am I? It's not the question that eventually you understand. That you ask, who am I? Who am I? You brood over it, who am I? And eventually you get it. It's nothing to get. It's just one way to catch the attention and bring it back to that sense of presence. There's no explanations. If we start to give explanations, answers to the question, who am I? Then we are again stuck in that intellectual quagmire. You are experiencing that truth all the time, but you are experiencing a lot more. And then you can learn to let go with the attention of all that and bring it back to that essential, basic living experience that is always there. It's not a path of accumulating and gaining. It's a path of letting go and letting go and letting go. Unnecessary ballast that we are creating and carrying along. It helps very much if you have every day some time where you are doing nothing else. It helps very much if you have every day some time where you are not busy. That you can put your undivided attention in nothing else but at least attempting to detach from all that stuff. Stop thinking about things all the time and just be. Doesn't matter how you are doing it. Whether you are doing it with a meditation technique or without. Whether you are doing it with this or that. Just somehow or other spend some time just being here now, at ease, at peace, quietly, and relax and be open. And then bring that attitude as good as you can in the rest of your day, in your activities. Remember when you are busy, when you become aware, oh, I'm so totally engrossed and absorbed in the situation, just to become aware, it's also then, here now, that sense of presence that is first, prior to all sensations, prior to all thoughts, prior to all feelings, is also there, in the midst of the action. Consequently, whenever you remember, as long as we don't remember, we cannot do anything. But when the memory comes, look where I'm going again, how completely scattered my attention is. At that moment, don't start the lamentation and think, oh my God, so much time I lost and I'm not good, and after all my years of practice I'm still in that. Because there we are again, totally in the story. No judging, no big deal. The moment you remember, the moment you become aware, at that moment simply turn the attention around. Come home and relax. And even if you stay only a few seconds, those few seconds are very precious. And if we do it consequently again and again, it collects its own power, it collects its own momentum, and gradually what seemed to be so difficult becomes easier and easier. And if you don't stop, eventually your attention may dive so deep in that essence, in that base, in that pure consciousness, pure love, pure energy, that you simply don't lose it anymore.